Yeah.
Sounds so good.
You know
Old
what
school
it
jam
is.
with the Suns. Jam session, the regular season, hard to believe, is almost here. Time to rally the Valley. Some folks are already calling the Suns, by the way, the favorites in the West, as they should. They got enough talent.
they?
New coach.
The West is stacked, though. It's going to be tough to get out of, but the first chance that the Suns get to prove it is on Wednesday night in LA when they face the Clippers. The home opener is next Saturday against who?
The Mavericks.
The Mavericks, Luka Doncic and company. But first, the annual preseason tradition, the Suns holding their open practice for fans at Mullet Arena in Tempe yesterday. That's the home of the new G League team, the Valley Suns. Grayson Allen still not practicing, but everyone else is good to go. And this got the fans fired up. Year 18, looking like he's still 18, right? Kevin Durant with the crossover and the jump. The guys, the young Bucks, get involved here. Ryan Dunn showing the range. He's already getting a lot of praise. And the loudest cheers, though, coming from number one, of course. Whenever Devin Booker touches the ball or breathes, the fans go crazy. Bradley Beal looking good. And now it's back to business for the fellas.
We was just happy to just come out, and give them a light up and down, shoot a lot of threes, play fast, and just have fun with the game. But he wanted us to defend first, run a couple things, but have fun. I mean, today was for the fans.
I loved it. I mean, it was great. This is a great crowd. This is a great fan base. And I appreciate all of them for coming out today. It was fun competing with the guys and just everyone seeing the open practice, a mix of fun.
And some news after practice, the Suns cutting veteran big man Frank Kaminsky. He was in the running for that final roster spot. The former first-round pick, an 8-year NBA vet, spent last season playing overseas. But you'll remember Frank the Tank was part of that 2021 team that ran all the way to the NBA Finals.
Those are like the good old days.
Oh, who could forget that airport welcome?
I know, and he chugged that beer and threw it into the sky.
Still looking for the can.
I know. New head coach Mike Budenholzer. I mean, he's got this great motto. Talk is cheap. Be about that action, right? That applies to all areas, including getting to know his players right after he got hired. So this summer, right after he got the job, Coach Bud reached out to center Jusuf Nurkic and asked if he could come visit him in Croatia to start building that bond and relationship. And Coach actually showed up.
A lot of times my teammate be saying, I'm coming. And then when they come and be like, oh, wow, this is really great, amazing spots and food. Like, he really holds people accountable. And I think that's the number one thing I noticed, difference from any coach in my career. I have a lot of them. And, I was really amazed that he got over his family and spent a few days with me.
It was a killer trip. I'm going to tell Nurk I might be coming back every summer. If you're going to say things like that or, talk is cheap or, you talk about building relationships and showing people and players that you care about them, there's things that you have to do that. It can't just be talk. And so if that's what I have to do to show my care, I'm in for showing Nurk I care about him.
The Suns open the season on the road Wednesday against the Clippers. So let's welcome in Doug Franz, host of the Doug Franz Unplugged podcast with a season preview. The biggest improvement for this team so far, looking ahead.
You're going to laugh. I'm going to say it's management because they figured out they needed a point guard. I don't know what they were doing last year trying to play basketball without a point guard. It didn't work. They failed fast, though, meaning they figured it out. Tyus Jones is going to do wonders for this team because not only can he shoot, so you can't slack off of him and sag onto somebody else, but he is in his mind, how can I create for everybody else? And when you've got a Durant and you've got a Booker and you got a guy with the mindset of Tyus Jones, we're already a step ahead.
It looks like everything should be all good, but when you talk about fears for this team, my biggest fear is, of course, facing an elimination game at home. But when you look ahead, what scares you most or concerns you most about this team?
Even though you're right, I'll worry about that when we get there. Along the way, I'm scared to death of injuries because when you have an older team, that happens, and you have a Booker, you have a Durant, and you have a Beal that has a history of getting banged up as they've gotten older. So that's a problem. So my number one, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is just staying healthy for the regular season so they can gel during the regular season. Don't go into this year thinking like you did last year. Last year it was, we'll be fine once the playoffs start. No, you won't. Figure it out in the regular season so we're ready for the postseason.
I'm curious who you think has the most pressure riding on them this season. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Matt Ishbia, Mike Budenholzer. Who's kind of shouldering the whole project of the 2024-25 Suns?
That's a great question. I look at it and say, number one, nobody has to shoulder everything. That's the beauty of having so many stars. They can share it. But if I got to pick one, I would go with Kevin Durant. You left for a reason. You're no longer in Golden State. You didn't do anything really in Brooklyn, at least winning championship-wise, and now you're here and you were expected to do a lot. You scored a lot, but did you win a lot? No. At least Minnesota didn't let you win. So I would put it on Kevin Durant only because he's the one that's left with a championship and hasn't won one since.
So we know how far this team has gone since
boy.
the 2021 finals. Everything short of that is short of expectations. How far will this team go this year?
I think I'm the only person in the world not related to anybody on the Suns that thinks they're going to actually have a very good year.
Ooh.
I think they're going to the Final Four. I think they're going to knock off Denver or Dallas in the semis, and that's going to vault them to play the other one, Denver or Dallas, in the Western Conference Finals. No predictions past that. I think they're going to do really well. When you look in the history, it's ugly. Up 2-0 in the finals and they're out. Up 2-0 on Dallas and they're out. The only team to be tied 2-2 with Denver, and you mentioned elimination game, they lost by 25 at home. And then, of course, last year getting swept. I think that failure leads to success this year.
We'll get you on this. They've added the Al McCoy tribute patches to the uniform. Your thoughts on that? And is this the year that they win it for Al?
Wow. That would be amazing to have that forever, for us to always look at that jersey. Obviously, I would rather have it been sooner, so Al could be here to celebrate. But I am one of those people that believe he will always be looking down on this team, and this would be the year to do it. It couldn't be any sweeter other than being able to hug Al and show him the ring.
We love that. Well, we will certainly be celebrating for Al this season as the Suns tip off the regular season on Wednesday. That's Doug Franz, our insider. Thanks,
Anytime.
Doug.
Thanks, guys. And Al, we miss you. We love you. Speaking of the Suns, former Suns head coach Monty Williams is back. He's going to coach his son's high school basketball team in San Antonio, Texas. Elijah Williams is a 4-star basketball recruit. Remember, Williams was fired by the Suns in 2023. He then signed the largest contract ever by an NBA coach in Detroit, but was fired after one season. The Pistons still owe him $65 million.